Well, good evening, everybody. Grooves Blues Review here. And after a couple days off, the Blues, actually 3 days off because the Blues last played on Saturday, the Blues took on the Detroit Red Wings tonight, who are a little bit more of an improved team than the last couple of seasons. And tonight they dropped the ball again, and they lose by the score of 4-3. Kind of a crazy game. First period really was kind of a. It wasn't. It was a not really a boring period, but the Blues were outplayed because they were not just outshot, but they were just they were sluggish. Detroit was a lot faster than they were, but they no score. And then we go into the second period, and then all of a sudden Detroit gets 3 goals. And all those 3 goals have a commonality in those three that I'm going to talk about a little bit later. And then finally, the Blues decided to wake up and got a couple power play goals, one by Perron and one by Tarasenko. And then they got another goal again by Perron, and they tied it at 3. So looking great. Looked like they woke up and they were going to do something. And they played well the rest of that period. And then we go to the third period. The Blues came out strong. They were playing very well and really had control most of the third period. And then all of a sudden, Detroit gets one really good little bit of time in our zone, him and us in, and they scored. We just completely fold and they score. So really, to sum up this game, is anytime Detroit could get the puck to stay in the zone for a little bit longer than just a one and done or one shot and a rebound and that's it, our defense just finally folded. And so we lost by the score of 4-3. We definitely had our chances to tie it again at 4. But, we also in the game, I have to bring up the fact I think we hit 4 or 5 posts. Detroit hit, I want to say 2 posts, 2 or 3. And then also, too, we shot so many times did we shoot wide. And I just don't understand, too. I know that this was on national TV tonight, which, once again, we lose on national TV, which is just great. But the fact that these announcers, that they don't acknowledge the fact of how much players shoot wide, especially the Blues players. I mean, I would like to just go and sit at a practice and see when they're scrimmaging if they're missing the net as much in practice as they are in games, because I think that's very, very concerning. Hitting the post, it means 2 things: that your shot just was a little off the mark, or the other thing is that the goalie was playing the angle as best as he could, and that's why you hit the post. There was no room except the post or shooting wide. It's one of those 2 things. So anyway, Detroit wins by a score of 4-3. But one of the things I wanted to talk about too, real quick, was the fact that all 4 goals, not just 3, but all 4 goals by the Detroit Red Wings tonight were all due to something. And I have a concept here that the Blues, I think, should take a look at as far as the defense goes. And it's maybe groundbreaking to them. I don't know, but they seem to have forgotten something really basic. So as you can see right here in hockey, there is a place in front of the net. So pretend that this is the Blues net. This is the Blues defensive zone. You have the blue line right here, and you have the point, and then you have the 2 face-off dots, and then you have the goal here. And what we call this area here is the slot, okay? The Blues are constantly on defense. They are leaving guys open. This is something that is basic hockey 101. You have to cover guys who are in this zone. So, and also anywhere around here. So, I mean, if you think about it, with these goals that were scored, it was like around there on a rebound. It was in the slot there. I think another rebound was there. Another rebound. I mean, and these guys were wide open. These guys were wide open. And that's the problem, is that the forwards are coming back, and they're only coming back so far, and they're just standing there with their stick up their butt instead of actually getting in there. Now, I'm not saying that. I mean, I understand sometimes that guys are going to get shots off even if you try to cover them. I understand that. But these guys were completely wide open again, just like on that game on Saturday against the Jets. So right now the Blues they just don't understand a concept like this. It seems like they just continue to let guys stay open right here in the slot area. And when you look at all 4 goals, that's basically what happened. You see the forwards not getting back and covering, and also too there's a lack of coverage by the defensemen. This wasn't a game to blame on Bouwmeester finally, but this is a game that just really exposed the Blues defensively. And I don't know what it's going to take for them to realize this, to recognize this, to not forget about this part of the ice in their zone, and I just don't understand it. So, real novel concept there. It's basic hockey 101, boys. You should be able to do that. But anyway, this is getting really, really frustrating with these morons, and I don't know what else they're going to do. I don't know if we're going to get a new coach, if we're just going to keep with Craig Berube. But once again, I think the coach is telling them about that slot. I think the coach is telling them what to do. They're just morons out there. They're absolute idiots. They forget to do the basic things. I mean, even too, when you're coming out of your end with the puck, let's pretend that this is the Blues defensive zone here down here. When they're coming out, you don't skate or shoot the puck anywhere coming out of here. You shoot it up the boards, or you skate up the boards with it. You don't want to have the puck going through here because you have forwards. You have coming down here, coming this way. You want to go to the outside. This is basic stuff, and they're just not doing it, and they're giving up chances when they're trying to clear the zone. It's just ridiculous. So anyway, guys, it's just been a frustrating season so far, and the deeper and deeper we get into this debauchery, this circus, the worse it's going to get. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Blues lose 4-3, and next up, I believe it is Colorado, and we'll just have to see where that takes us. So anyway, have a good night, everybody.